everybody. Today we are going to talk about the one way to fight depression even if you're exhausted. So if this is your first time here, do make sure that you hit the subscribe button below and the bell so you get notifications about future videos. Hello everybody. So what I wanted to talk about today is the one way to fight depression even if you're exhausted, because chances are, you guys, if you're in any sort of depressive state whatsoever, you're probably going to be tired, and it's hard to fight something whenever you're exhausted and all you want to do is sleep. So here are the stats, you guys. 1 out of 7 people suffer from depression at some point in their lives. 1 out of 7. So if you're sitting in a room with 20 people in there, there's at least 2 people, 3 if there's 21, there's at least 3 people that have suffered from depression. And I would actually wager on more people than just that. My guess is they did some stats and those are the people that admitted it. But I would wager that the number is actually a lot higher than that. It's just not something that we talk about, you guys. And it's unfortunate. We should be talking about it more, because unfortunately it goes so long with somebody not talking about it that sometimes catastrophic things happen, and it's because it wasn't talked about in the first place. So I'm gonna point out the elephant in the middle of the room. That's what I do. I'm gonna make sure that we're all taken care of. So what we're going to talk about today in specific is the one way to fight depression even if you're exhausted, right? So the one way to fight it is the I word. It's my favorite word to fight, and that's inflammation, you guys. So a lot of people don't understand how one affects the other, but you guys, it has been directly related. Inflammation in our bodies over a chronic or over a period of time leads to depression. Okay, like that, the science is there. The studies have been done, right? So really, let's look at root cause situations. Let's try to fix this epidemic from the root instead of through prescription medications. There's nothing wrong with prescriptions. I'm not saying stop taking your meds. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, and this is a quote, the typical treatment, antidepressants, don't work for everyone. And sometimes they're actually, oops, I'm sorry, my sound is up here. And they're actually creating more problems instead of helping people. So they're not working for people. Up to 70% of people that are on antidepressants, it's not actually working for them. And the reason why is because the antidepressant is addressing one thing, right? But that's not where the depression is actually coming from. So when depression is coming from inflammation, an anti-inflammatory is actually what's necessary in that case, right? Doesn't that make sense? So from a natural standpoint, and that was a quote from Psychology Today, just so you guys know. So from a natural standpoint, from a natural wellness standpoint, which is where I'm always going to be coming from, let's address the root issue. Let's address the inflammation at its core. So what do we do in order to bring that inflammation down so then we can have lives that we enjoy, right? So then we can actually feel good about our existence again. Then we can lose weight. We can reverse age, really, right? And then also feel good and boost our mood, right? So the biggest way to do that is with your diet. Now, I don't like any diet or way of eating that's out there. And I've looked at a lot of them, and I think that a lot of us have looked at a lot of them. I'm not really a big fan of any of them because I think that all of them are lacking at least one thing. I think there's something wrong, at least one thing wrong with every diet out there. And when I say wrong, that's just for me personally. Like something like the Mediterranean, say the Mediterranean style of eating. all of it is good except for it talks about eating grains and things like that. Well, now we're getting into gluten. We're getting into things that at least it's not explained well enough to say that isn't including gluten and stuff like that, because a lot of people have natural allergies to gluten because it's naturally we're naturally allergic to something that isn't natural, right? So that's why I'm not a big fan of most diets out there. Okay, so the way that I eat, you guys, is leafy greens. So your dark colored greens, your deep colored fruits and vegetables. A lot of this is going to be Wall's protocol, but then some of it isn't either, because eggs are not included in the Wall's protocol. But eggs, in my opinion, are like and my husband actually is the one that said this, they're kind of perfect from a nutritional standpoint, and eggs agree with me, right? So if they don't agree with you, well then, yeah, that's not going to be great. But eggs, your lean proteins, your seafood, right? Your poultry, your chicken, your turkey. If you're going to have red meat, I would probably dial back on that. Maybe not have it every single day. But those sources of protein, but then eggs they bring the fat to the game, the good fat to the game, and also the salmon and the fish that have those omega-3s, where you've got that really good fat that's coming into your diet, right? And then whenever we're talking about the fruits and vegetables, deeply, deeply colored fruits and vegetables. So, and dark. So not the iceberg lettuce. I feel like everybody knows this already, but I'm just going to say it. Not the iceberg lettuce. And then so far as fruits, your dark ones, your blueberries, your blackberries, your strawberries, that sort of thing. You want to stay away from sort of the white meat of fruits. So like a banana would technically, the meat of a banana or the actual fruit is pretty white. So that's going to be very starchy and high on the glycemic index. Okay. So if we're trying to reduce inflammation, what we're doing is we're trying to flood with micronutrients. Okay. Real food and micronutrients. So I don't want to go through all of this right now. If you guys want to, you can go ahead and shoot me a message. You can comment below or shoot me a message. I have a list of 5 easy ways to reduce your inflammation today, right now. Okay, so I've made that for you guys. Just go ahead and comment, send me a message, whatever you want to do. But I'd love to be able to send that off to you. There's no opt-in required or anything like that. I'll just send it to you. It's on a Google Doc. I'll send you the link. So that's what I have for you today. And you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell for notifications.